Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the flyweight bout between Manel Kape versus Ode Osbourne. So how I see this fight right here. So let's look at what Osbourne has over Kape at this moment. Kape obviously has more experience, bigger wins, has world title, well, a big major world title in Risen. So he has that over him. But with Osbourne has over, it's not any actual stats or anything. Well, he does have a UFC win. That's the thing. He has that over him. And two if you count the Contender Series, but one actual UFC win. But that's what he has over him. But another thing, as far as tell the tape, he is 3 inches taller. Now wait a second, let me see. He's 2 inches taller and has a 5-inch reach advantage, which is significant. But I'm saying all this to say all that. I'm gonna lean to Manel Kape as well. I was kind of back and forth on this one, but we're then really looking at it, and I was also kind of rating the looking at some of Kape's losses. Even his last fight, I feel like a lot of people thought he won. I still like thought he lost. Even looking back at it, like yeah, he lost. That third round, he wasn't active enough. Second round, he looked good. First round, got taken down several times, control. I think he got struck too, but a lot of people say, oh, he won that fight, but he didn't, in my opinion. Close fight enough, but clear enough that he lost. But I'm still picking him in this one. So this fight would make him 0-3, but I'm picking him to go 1-2. Now getting to win this fight against Ode Osbourne. And what I really feel in this one, I feel like the Ode Osbourne fight versus Jerome Rivera. You look at his fights, he only has 2 fights, not a whole lot to judge from. And you look at his fights outside the UFC, they look a little bit more raw. And even his fights in the UFC look in Contender Series look a little bit raw. I feel like not Osbourne. I feel like Kape is more proven, been in with tougher competition, been in there with world champions and people that have fought world champions and have been in there in competitive world champions, like guys that have been, matter of fact, a lot of world champions. Whereas Osbourne hasn't really been in with those type of guys. And we look at his UFC run so far, it's not a whole lot to judge off. He got submitted real quick by Brian Kelleher in his debut. I think it was on short notice. And then in his next fight, he fought Jerome Rivera and knocked him out in like 30 seconds. And almost got caught with a headkick, really, but was able to take on the shoulder, step through, and land that straight on him, and able to knock him out. As a matter of fact, land that cross on him, and was able to knock him out. But we know Jerome Rivera got a soft chin. But again, it could say a lot or say nothing at all. It's a very short fight. You'd rather see a fully fleshed out fight, maybe give him like 2-3 rounds in the UFC. And you look at his record, his fights aren't very long. He might have 2 or 3 decision fights, win or lose. I think in total he had like 3 decisions, or 4 decisions probably in his whole career. That's including the amateur. I think 3 in his pro, or 2 in his pro, and like 2 in his amateur, something like that. But not the most tape out there. I mean, not the most rounds put in there. Most of his fights like ending the first round. And when I look at them, it's a lot of similarities to them, but I feel like Kape is the more fleshed out grappler. Osbourne's good off, catching people, like maybe the wrestlers trying to force, slam them down and catch them in that triangle choke. He's good at doing that. But as far as positional and true understanding of all positions, I feel like Kape is the better wrestler and better in that position. Striking wise, like I said, what's his name? Osbourne might be longer, but I feel like Kape judges range better, has better reflexes, better reaction. They both kind of keep their hands low a lot in their fights. I worry about Kape's activity. That's really what lost him both his fights. But if he keeps active, I feel like this is a fight where his back against the wall, he'll be more active, but still stay calm and composed. Still see the very close fight. But I see this is a fight where he'll let loose more. And also, it's not for the fact that in the last 2 fights, both of those guys had a good intentions to wrestle him and grapple him. This is going to be a fight where a guy's going to purely strike with him for the most part. I don't see Osbourne have any great success with his wrestling. If anything, I feel like Kape will win the wrestling and have the wrestling advantage going in, and will be able to utilize that wrestling advantage. And, be able to win that side. I don't think he'll go out and just dominate him in the grappling aspect, but I do think he'll win, probably out wrestle maybe about 1 or 2 takedowns or more control time. I think overall he'll win the grappling exchanges. The feet, I think he'll land with the heavier shots. I think he'll be the fighter pressing more and landing shots. And I think he'll be landing the better counters, the cleaner shots. In a very competitive, close fight. But I think this fight will play more to Kape's style. I think they do have kind of similar strengths and weaknesses. But I just think Kape is a little bit more tested, a little bit more proven. And that's more experience, and that's going to be able to carry him through. Be a little bit cleaner, have better reflexes and better reactions in the moment. That's going to allow him to get a decision over Ode Osbourne. So in this fight, I have Manel Kape via decision.